Hey guys, so happy to see you here. So happy that you guys came to check out our very first video of Marshal Magic. This is going to be the very first playthrough, and we're just so happy to see you guys. We just want to give a great big shout out to our sponsor, Command Zone Hobbies. They're our local game shop, and they are the reason why we're able to keep on making content. And we just want to say thank you for coming to watch this video and hope you enjoy it. Like and subscribe, and make sure you share it with all your friends so that they can also be a part of the magic. Alright, so draw. I will play a island and I will pass turn.
So, hi, my name is Josh. I was a sheriff this round, and I decided to play Baral, Chief of Compliance. And so, turn one, was your basic, turn one island. I felt pretty good about my hand. I had a lot of control pieces, had some counter pieces, and I had enough mana to cast everything I needed to play. So, everyone just played an island. It was your standard match.
I'll play a plains. I will pass turn. On turn one, I mainly had mana ramp, so I was a little concerned. I was hoping for a couple of good draws for some control or additional card draw. I was real heavy on the mana ramp.
Draw, play an island, and pass my turn.
Okay, so my name's Anthony Smith. The commander I played was Thassa, Deep Dwelling. I had to mulligan 2 times. My first 2 hands weren't too good, so I did that. And then my third hand, I had more lands and things that made sense.
Draw for turn. I'm gonna play Temple of Silence. I'm gonna scry one. And leave that there. And pass the turn.
My opening hand was solid. It was exactly what I wanted. I got the 3 lands that I usually want to have in an opening hand. And, I had a couple of big plays, and I still had my commander to cast, so it was a pretty good hand.
I'm gonna draw. I play Dark Steel Citadel, and I'm gonna pass my turn.
My opening hand looked pretty good. I had enough mana to cast my commander.
Draw. Island. I will tap both islands, and I will play a Curious Homunculus. I tap to add 1 colorless mana to my mana pool, and I can spend this mana only to cast an instant or sorcery.
My plan was I knew I needed to have protection. I knew my life was very important as sheriff. Having 50 life I can lose that very rapidly in a game. So I just need a blocker, and also he makes my counters cost 1 less. So he just helps with my mana curve.
At the beginning of my upkeep, if there are 3 or more instants or sorceries, I transform him. Pass turn.
Alright, I will draw. I'll play an island. And I will pass turn.
Okay. Draw, play a land. Pass my turn. Untap. Draw. And play a swamp. For my land for turn. I'm gonna take 2 on the tap for an arcane signet.
Turn 2 Signet, great play. Commander staple now. Had a little bit of ramp, which is good.
And I'm gonna pass turn.
Draw. I'm gonna play Swamp. I'm gonna tap the Swamp for a Nat Miser. 1/1. Rat Shaman, each opponent's maximum hand size is reduced by 1.
So we don't have 6 cards in our hand?
Yes.
Copy that.
Unless you have
Pass my turn.
Draw. I will play an island. I will tap 2. And I'll play my commander, Baral, Chief of Compliance. So I played my commander just because my plan was to start countering, and he lets me draw off my counters. So Curious Homunculus just made my more important counter spells cost less. Instants and sorceries cost 1 less to cast. Whenever a spell or ability I control counters a spell, I draw a card. If I do, I discard a card. Pass turn.
We'll draw. We'll play forest. I will tap 3. 1, 2, 3. And I will play a Gift of Paradise. Enchant land. When it enters the battlefield, I gain 3 life. And I can tap the land to add 2 mana of any one color. Going to turn 3, I mainly wanted to ramp to set myself up for the next couple turns, especially to get my commander out. Hopefully to get some counters on her. Obviously, ultimately, her main objective is to use her ult ability and bring out enchantments. So before there was many creatures on the field to swing at her, I wanted to try to ramp up and use her ability as much as I could. So we gain 3 life. And I will pass turn.
tap, upkeep, draw, play a land. I'm gonna tap 2 and play Mana Vapors. Because I saw that Ken was using ramp, and then his commander was able to untap all enchanted permanents. So obviously he's going to be putting enchant lands on his lands. So lands target player controls do not untap during his or her next untap step. I'm going to choose Ken.
That's I felt bad for Ken. I know that's yeah, the Mana Vapors messed him up, but I mean,
at that point, I kind of had a feeling that he might have been the on the king's side there. I wasn't sure. I didn't know if he was just trying to slow me down because of the mana ramp. But I was a little disappointed. It really slowed me down a little bit. Pretty much took a whole turn from me.
I thought, well, he didn't do it to me, the sheriff, so potential ally maybe? He was definitely not an ally of Ken's. So it made me a little easy. I thought he was going to sacrifice. I wasn't aware of the card, so it made me a little easier that just the land were going to be untapped.
Okay.
That's your turn.
upkeep, draw. I'm gonna play Isolated Chapel on my land for turn. It's gonna come in untapped because I control a swamp. And then I'm going to tap 4. And I'm gonna play a Guess Grimoire. Whenever an opponent discards a card from his or her hand, I may draw a card. Just trying to put my foundation down on the board. Guess Grimoire is gonna help with the mill. If I could get it going, it's exactly what I need on the battlefield in order to be able to draw cards off of other people's misfortune. And that's gonna be my turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I'm gonna play Swamp. Tap 2 for a Sky Skiff. And then the Sky Skiff is a 2/3 flying artifact vehicle with a crew 1.
A key piece for my commander's ability. It had the crew mechanic, which allowed me to tap my commander without attacking, keeping him safe.
I'm gonna go to combat, and Net Miser will swing at swing it at Ken for 1.
Alright.
That's my turn.
Untap. Upkeep, draw. Play an island. And I will tap 3. Play Narset, Part of the Veils. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. -2. Look at the top 4 cards of my library. I can reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them and put it into my hand.
So yeah, the Grimoire was gonna basically get me a card. It was gonna draw a card for every time somebody discarded a card.
In Commander, everybody loves to draw. Drawing is one of the most powerful triggers, powerful abilities, and magic. And being able to shut down your opponents from only drawing 1 card each turn is an extremely powerful tool. And as Sheriff, I don't know who my ally is, so it's important to control everyone because I don't know who's my friend and who's not. And she also shuffles through the top of my library so I can figure out what key pieces I need. And it definitely helped build into some ramp.
It made it to where nobody was able to draw any additional cards. So I couldn't even get people to get cards to discard or mill.
I will pass my turn.
Alright. Untap, upkeep. My lands don't untap. I will draw. I will play command power per turn. And that will end my turn. Pretty much took a whole turn from me.
Untap, upkeep, no triggers, draw, step, play a land. I'm gonna tap 4. I'm gonna play Clever Impersonator. I'm gonna make it a copy of Narset, Part of Veils.
I mean, War Narset's bad.
And I have 5 counters coming in.
Narset's bad enough.
I'm gonna remove 2 counters.
Why would you make another Narset?
5 people. I'm gonna look at the top 4 cards in my library.
You're not letting people draw.
I'm gonna reveal a non-land, non-creature card, put it into my hand, and put the rest on the bottom of my library in a random order.
I don't even know if they knew each other's roles at that time.
Really?
Neither of them were allowed to draw. Nobody could draw. How are you gonna get ahead?
Okay, I chose High Tide. And then I'm gonna put the rest on the bottom of my library in a random order. I ended up pulling High Tide, and that's when things got fun.
Yeah, you really nerfed the game.
And then I will pass my turn.
I will untap. Upkeep, draw. We play an island for turn. And I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna tap 5. And I'm gonna play a Scarab God. For turn. At the beginning of my upkeep, each opponent loses X life, and I scry X, where X is the number of zombies I control. I can pay a blue and a black and 2 colorless, and exile target creature card from a graveyard. I create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. Not an addition, just a black zombie. When he dies, I return it to my hand at the beginning of the next end step. And that's going to be my turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Swamp. And then I'm gonna tap 4. Play my commander. King Macus. A 2/3 legendary creature human. He has inspired. Whenever he is untapped, I may exile target creature. If I do, I can put a colorless token named Gold that taps and that sacrifices for 1 mana of any color. I'm gonna go to combat. And I will tap 1 and swing at the Narset for 1.
Anthony's Narset, because at that time it still wasn't revealed who was what role. So I was trying to play incognito and just take care of a planeswalker on the battlefield that was handicapping everyone.
I will pass my turn.
Untap. Draw. Play an island. I don't know what he is. I want to play my fun creatures. I don't want them to just get exiled. I'll do her minus. May I have a dice, please? Thank you. So I'm going to go down to 3. I'm going to do her -2. I'm going to look at the top 4 cards of my library. I'll reveal a non-land, non-creature card. And then put the rest in the bottom of my library in any order. I'm going to choose Star Compass. I'm going to put the rest in the bottom. Star Compass will go to my hand. And I will tap 2 to play Star Compass. It comes in tapped, and I add to my mana pool 1 mana of any color that a basic land I control could produce. So I'll have islands, it will only produce islands. I will add a bunch of responses. I was just waiting for something to be played. Pass my turn.
Tap. Draw. Play forest per turn. I was real heavy on the mana ramp. 2 mana, 3, and 4. I will play Dawn's Reflection. When 10 mana is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 2 mana in any combination of colors. I'm going to place it on my island. And then I will tap my island for 3 mana. I mainly had mana ramp, making one of them green. And I will play a Sheltered Ori. I will play Sheltered Ori on my command tower. Enchanted land has add 2 mana of any color to your mana pool. I was real heavy on the mana ramp tower. And then I will tap my command tower for 2 mana. I will play Fertile Ground. When enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of any color. I mainly had mana ramp. I'm gonna play that on my first. And I will pass turn.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Untap, upkeep, draw, I got land, pass my turn.
Untap.
Draw. I'll play Sunken Ruins. Just for my land. I think I'm just gonna swing. I'm gonna go to combat. And I'm gonna swing 5 at the original Narset.
Original Narset. So the reason I went for the original Narset was because I already know that blue has some sort of bounce. Clever Impersonator could come back in, get rid of some counters, and possibly copy it all over again, and then you gotta get rid of the counters again. So if you just get rid of the original Narset, you can't copy that card again. You know, I wasn't going, you know, for the actual king in that combat because, you know, it was irrelevant. I just needed to be able to get some card draw, and I felt like that was the best way to do it.
Hey guys, just a quick reminder, we do have a Patreon and we do have a Twitter. We also have an Instagram, so go ahead and go check those out. Come support us in any way you can. We appreciate every little bit of it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Now, let's get back to the game.
You gonna block?
Oh, got a response.
Starting to see the rolls come out.
I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna tap.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Things got fun. Play High Tide. It's an instant. Until the end of the turn, all islands produce an additional blue when they are tapped for mana.
That High Tide.
I'm gonna tap 3, which is gonna make 6 mana blue. And I'm gonna play Mystic Confluence. Choose 3. You may choose the same mode more than once. I'm going to return target creature to its owner's hand. This one.
Anthony thought it was a threat, so he bounced it.
This one.
Yeah, just keeping my commander in check.
I believe that's gonna resolve.
So I'm gonna draw a card.
We're just gonna look
Go ahead
at
and
one so I can put something on for you.
We may have learned some roles.
Perhaps.
Who's a zombie?
So everybody's islands tap for 2.
So I'm gonna tap out.
Okay.
And I have enough now. I'm gonna play Into the Abyss. Sorcery. So, Peer into the Abyss is a good card. It's from 21. It's a good card. Better card when Narset is on the field, because now only one part of that card gets triggered, and it's not the good card.
It takes away part of the ability that the card Peer into the Abyss has. So instead of losing half my life and then drawing, I just only lost half my life.
Target player draws cards equal to half the number of cards in their library and loses half their life. Round up each time.
Here's a ball buster, you know?
And thank God he didn't play it on me.
Yeah, alright. That's it. So this is gonna go to the graveyard. Look, I got a graveyard now.
My turn.
Yep. Now I'm gonna pass turn.
Gonna untap.
I'm gonna play Swamp. I'm gonna go ahead and tap 1, 2, 3, 4 for my commander. I'll tap my commander to crew the Sky Skiff, and then I will swing at doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll swing it at your Narset. And then I will pass my turn.
Just the land part. Okay. So I draw. I'm gonna play an island. And then what I'm gonna do is, I guess I will tap 1, 3, 5, 7. Yeah. I'll play Scourge of Fleets. So I'm gonna play Scourge of Fleets, and it's gonna return each creature my opponent's control with toughness 6 or less to their owner's hand.
It was pretty much targeted at me. Yeah, just keeping my commander in check, which, again, I was the only one with creatures out, so there was no real other target to. So
It was to stop his commander from exiling my creatures, and it was to prevent him from swinging with his crew creature. And I thought it would get rid of his crew creature, so it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I just needed to get rid of his commander. That was Jeff's scariest creature. I'll swing 2 at Jeff. I'll pass my turn.
Untap. And drop. Oh boy. Going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4. This one taps for additional 2. And I'm going to play Estrid. I will tap this. That taps for 2 mana of any color, so 2. And this taps for an additional 1 mana, so 4. So I will have 1 blue floating. And I will play a Vanishing Light.
Are there 3 bandits in this game? Where's the zombie? Where's the zombie, brother? Like, that's what's on my mind.
We'll tap that 1 blue floating. And this one taps for 2. I'm going to play Steady Progress. And draw a card. So he came in with 3 and he will go to 4.
Can't draw.
Good thing I could, I know, huh? I'm going to +2 her to 6. I'm going to untap each enchanted permanent I control. So it'll be this one, this one, this one, and this one. I will tap 2. Additional 1 mana of any color. I will tap 2. 1 blue, 1 green. I'm going to draw 1 card. So I'm going to play Into the Void. And I'm going to return your Brawl to your hand. No more cards. That'll end my turn.
Upkeep and draw step. Let's see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to execute another set, do her ability. Look at the top 4 cards in my library. Yeah. Put 1 non-land, non-creature card from among them into my hand, and the other on the bottom of my library in a random order. Which would benefit more. Oh yeah, that would benefit more. I'm gonna choose Conjurer's Closet. On the bottom in a random order. Alright, so I am going to tap 5 and play Salvager of Secrets. When it enters the battlefield, I return target instant or sorcery card from my graveyard to my hand. So I'm going to choose Untitled. That's the creature. And I'm going to pass my turn.
Untap. I'm gonna play an island. Real quick, just I'm going to. Two, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to play a Scarab God. Marshal is still out, so I'm going to pass turn.
Untap.
Because both those are instances.
Draw. We'll tap 5. Tap 5 for carriage. When Enchanted Carriage enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 white mouse creature tokens. The carriage is a 4/4. I'm gonna go to combat. I'm gonna tap one of the mice to crew the sky skiff, and I'm gonna swing it at Merced for 2. And I will pass my turn.
Nice. I'll play an island. Untap. And I will tap 2. Play Baral. Chief of Compliance. Pass the turn.
Darn Merced, man.
I'm gonna hope that we're working together a little bit. I'm gonna play Unquestioned Authority on your commander. Battlefield, I'll draw a card.
Interesting. Commander. From a creature.
Enchanted creature has protection from creatures.
That's unbelievable. But it's bad.
He's going to bounce that, so.
Bounce one.
I'm going to tap 3. The 2 blue. And this here. I'm going to have Mirror Maid. Battlefield as a copy of the Geth's Grimoire. Whenever an opponent discards a card from his or her hand, you may draw a card.
You totally benefited from that. Me drawing all those cards. As soon as I discarded
I'm going
it.
to +2 hurt to 8. Oh, I'll need another dice. Another dice, please. Thank you, sirs. +2 hurt 8, and I will untap. Well, I sure hope we're on the same side here, buddy.
That's not that.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I will pass turn.
Untap.
You're not playing your role.
Upkeep and draw. Oh well, that was a card that I forgot to put back in my hand. But it's here. Okay, so turn 6. What I did was I played Salvager of Secrets, I believe it's called. It's a 2/2 merfolk creature. It allows me to return target instant or sorcery from my graveyard to my hand. So I brought High Tide back from my graveyard into my hand so that I was able to play my whole hand basically. So what I needed was more mana in order to do everything in one turn so that they wouldn't end up destroying it when it went around the table. So I ended up playing High Tide 1 and play High Tide. Down. Any cards in hand?
I have no cards in my hand.
And 2 blue. Ooh. Check.
So I left my blue untapped because the High Tide, so that gave me a possible 4 mana.
I'm going to tap 8. Have 1 floating. Which allowed me to, each land I tapped, that's an island, produces an additional blue. I played Chromatic Ori. Tap 4 lands, produce 8. Chromatic Ori.
As soon as I saw the Ori go down, I had a bad feeling. I said,
And I can also pay 5 and then tap it, and then draw a card for each color among permanents I control. And yeah, so I used that.
I think I know what he has, and then he tapped 4, and I knew exactly what he had.
And then I had a card that was an artifact creature called Filgry Sages. I'm going to tap 4 and have another floating, so I'm going to have 2 floating. Filgry Sages. Response? I'm going to tap 3 and untap target artifact, infinite mana.
It was typical Anthony deck.
I mean, we've been there before, so at that point we knew the game was over. I think everybody was just packing up and saying, okay, let's just start over.
And Anthony played me like a fiddle, but I figured with the three negative things that happened to me, Anthony was my ally, and it was going to pop off. I had 3 counters, it was going to resolve.
It was great.
It was a pretty quick game, man. I mean, it was good. You know, a little rough, but overall, it was fun. You know.
As far as getting my commander out and getting some key pieces out, I was able to do that. The Narset really stopped my card draw. I didn't have much, but yeah, it would have. Yeah, it would have been able to do something, I guess. I don't know. Not really.
We could have done more. The roles were, you know,
Obscure.
yeah, but it was unveiled like at a good time. Everybody got to play, and you know, some people went a little crazier than others, and you know, some of us weren't able to do enough. But overall, it was a pretty quick game. It was good.
I wanted it to be longer, obviously, as you know, 7 is a little short. You know, nothing really happened.
But you did win.
We did, but you know, we like longer games.
I guess, yeah, it was, the writing was on the wall. So,
I like Sheriff for 5 people. It seems to make the game go a little faster. A lot of times there's a lot of bargaining, deal making, and sometimes some sneaky conniving stuff that just takes a minute to figure out. So, adds a whole new element. A lot of fun.
Sheriff is fun. It's a different format that lets you, play your commander deck. Because you're not playing it just directly against to win. You're playing it as a team, and the only person that you know whose role it is the king, and everyone else is trying to play coy until the real deputy reveals his role. So until then, it's just
it was great.
Yeah. So when you have 5 people, 6 people, this is a great way to play and get everybody involved. Typically, you got 4, 3, you know, but when you have 5, 6 players, you can actually play this game, and that's what makes Magic fun. Is you're able to get everybody involved, and you're able to have a big table full of people, and then when everybody has a different role, it's cool because then you have an objective aside from just playing the game and winning, which is even better. It's kind of like a side mission or perks. It's good for the game. It gets everybody else involved, and I feel like the bigger the table, now everything gets a little crazier. You got to look out for more things. You got to keep an eye on certain people that you wouldn't typically think are doing something that's going to help you, that's going to benefit you. It might not, but it keeps your gears turning. It's really good.
I think Sheriff is a very interesting way to play Magic, especially if you have a lot of players. When it comes down to it, it gives it more of remembering the, not instead of threat assessment, remembering your role as a player. You know, instead of going after everybody at the table, more of I am certain character or I'm this character. I have to either protect this person or I have to destroy this person, or I have to destroy everyone if you're a zombie. So I feel like it adds an extra element to the game. It makes it fun. It doesn't make it just every man for himself, Armageddon, where everyone's trying to kill each other. It's more, you have an ally, but you may not know who they are. So you have to almost use your ability to read people to figure out who's who, you know? And also use what you're doing in the game to show who you are to the people that you want to know. And sometimes you have to be obvious about it, but, you know, for the greater good. So
Sheriff, in my opinion, is the best way to play Magic. Every game is different. Every game is different. It is never the same. Rarely are you the same roles. Someone new is always your ally. Someone new is always your enemy. There's always a spicy play to be played. And you got 5 decks. That's 500 cards right there. 500 wonderfully printed Magic cards that everybody gets to see. And so it's just a great opportunity. If you have 5 friends, this is a great game to play.
4 friends.
If you have 4 friends like that man who just spoke, I apologize.
Why are you even wearing a cowboy hat?
You wouldn't understand if I explained it to you, so I'm a deputy.
Such a crazy game, right? So make sure you like, make sure you comment, and make sure that you subscribe to us. We also have a Twitter and an Instagram. We also have started our Patreon. So go ahead and sign up for our Patreon if you'd like to be entered in to win one of these awesome decks. We will be doing a giveaway at the end of the month where you'll be able to win one of the decks that we played here on the channel. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for another Marshal Magic.